Kia ora class, we're going to go through the second example on Akshay's grades. So in this example, Akshay has almost 50 excellence credits, which means he's very close to passing level 1 with excellence overall. To do this, he needs to get an excellence grade on one of his last 8 assignments. Based on his previous grades, he believes he has a 2% chance of getting a not achieved grade, 48% chance of getting an achieved, 33% chance of getting merit, and the remainder is the chance of him passing with excellence. Now, for more detail on how to run these investigations, go to example 1, because example 2, I'm basically just going to go through how to do this exercise and show you what you can write. So there's more detail in example 1. So in this task, we need to use the information above to design and run a simulation that can be used to investigate how many assessments Akshay needs to pass with excellence and the probability of him passing with excellence. So again, the main part that we need to look at is this part here, because the rest of it stays pretty similar from investigation to investigation. We need to use our results to write a conclusion about the number of assessments Akshay will need to pass with excellence. Your conclusion needs to include estimates of the average number of assessments needed, the chances of Akshay passing with excellence, and any other findings from your simulation. So this video is going to be on the tool and trial part of this. And this one's a little bit different to the last one because we have four different things that he can get. He can get not achieved, achieved, merit, or excellence. And we're also working with 2 decimal places. Now, it said that Akshay had, based on previous grades, Akshay thought that he had a 2% chance of getting not achieved. So that 2%, when changed into a decimal, is 0.02. So that's 2 hundredths, because that 2 is in the hundredths place. So that is to 2 decimal places. 48% is 0.48, so that's 48 hundredths. 33% is 0.33, which is 33 hundredths. And if you add those all together and subtract that from 1, the rest of that is 0.17, which is 17%. So all of these have to add up to 100% because he has a 100% chance of getting not achieved, achieved, merit, or excellence. He has to get one of those grades. So you have to subtract from 1 to get the remainder, which is 0.17 after you add all these 3 up. Now these are all shown to 2 decimal places, so we want 100 random numbers, whereas with the last one, it was shown to 1 decimal place, so we were working with tenths, so that was 10 random numbers. So again, this is the video showing you how to do it with Google Sheets. With a calculator, you'd have to, if you're doing this by hand, you'd have to talk to your teacher about what formula to use for that. But for Google Sheets, the formula is equals rand between 100. So you have to write it like that. So this will produce random numbers from 1 to 100, and the probability of getting each of the numbers from 1 to 100 is 1%. Then we go to the probability of Akshay getting each grade and what numbers we'll assign to that. So we've got 100 random numbers, and the reason we've got 100 is that we're going to assign each of those random numbers to one of the outcomes so that our simulation has meaning. So the probability of Akshay getting a not achieved grade in an assessment is 0.02, which is 2%, so that's 2 hundredths, like I said before. So 2 of the 100 numbers have to be assigned to not achieved. So I'll assign the numbers 1 and 2 to represent Akshay getting a not achieved grade in an assessment, which we'll write as N. The probability of Akshay getting an achieved grade in an assessment is 0.48, which is 48%, which is 48 hundredths. So that's 48 out of the 100 numbers, so we're going to assign 48 of those numbers to that outcome. We've already assigned numbers 1 and 2, so we can't use those, so we'll start from 3, and the next 48 numbers after that is from 3 to 50. So you take the last number that you used, and you add the next 48 to that. So 2 plus 48 is 50, so the next 48 numbers after 2 is up to 50, so from the numbers 3 to 50. And these represent Akshay getting an achieved grade in an assessment. So the next 33 numbers after that represent Akshay getting a merit. because the probability of him getting merit is 0.33, which is 33%, which is 33 hundredths. So I will assign 33 of the 100 numbers to that outcome. So the next 33 numbers after 50, you take 50, add 33, you get 83. So straight up, we've already assigned the numbers 1 to 50, so after that is 51, and the next 33 numbers goes to 83. So the numbers 51 to 83 represent actually getting a merit grade. The last one is him getting an excellence grade, and we know that that's 0.17, because 0.02 plus 0.48 plus 0.33 is 0.83, and to get to 1, you go 1 minus 0.83, that gives you 0.17. So that is the probability of him getting excellence. That's 17%, that's 17 hundredths. So I'll assign 17 of the 100 numbers to represent to that outcome. Now we've already used the numbers up to 83, so the last 17 numbers are the numbers from 84 to 100, and these represent actually getting an excellence grade in that assessment. So that's our tool section. Trial, we have to say what a trial looks like, how many trials we'll do, and what a successful and unsuccessful trial looks like. So one trial consists of generating 8 random numbers representing the grades Akshay gets in his last 8 assessments. So he's going to get N, A, M or E. A successful trial is when there is 1 or more excellence grades, because he wanted 1 more to get excellence overall. So for example, if we got the number 44, it would be achieved because we've assigned the numbers 3 to 50 to be achieved. So the number 44 will be achieved. The number 99 is E, because that's between the numbers 84 to 100. Number 40 is A, because that's between 3 and 50 again. 98 is E, because that's from the numbers 84 to 100. 60 is M, because that's between 51 and 83. 34 is A, because that's between 3 and 50. And 31 is A as well, because that's between 3 and 50. So we needed to get at least 1 E for that to be a successful trial. We got 2 E's, so that is a success out of these 8 these 8 numbers that represent the grades on his last 8 assessments. An unsuccessful trial is when he doesn't achieve an excellence grade. So if he got the number 8, 42, 70, 29, 15, 16, 20 and 1, he got achieved grades on the number 8, 42, 29 and 15, 16 and 20, because they're all in that 3 to 50 range, which represents achieved. The number 70 represents him getting an M, a merit grade, because that's in that range. And then the number 1 represents him getting a not achieved grade on his last assignment, so that because that was in that 1 to 2 range, representing getting N. So on all of these 8 numbers that represent the grades for his last 8 assessments, there wasn't 1 E. So that means it's an unsuccessful trial. He didn't meet the outcome that he wanted. So I'll finish when there are 8 random numbers, because the question stated he only had 8 assessments left. And I'll do 30 trials, because that's enough trials to give a good estimate of the probability of getting excellence, and later on the average number of assessments needed. Thanks for watching. Watch the next video to see the next part of this investigation.